Today's video is so stereotypically Philly, it's kind of hysterical. We're about to go eat cheesesteaks in a backyard, homemade cheesesteaks. Come with me.
Ralph's on 9th Street my whole life, and I watched how they cooked, and when I would go to bed at night sometimes I was watching, people were watching Sports Centers, whatever, I'm watching cooking shows.
Love
and
it.
Stuff on my phone, and I'm trying to figure out different ways I can make something.
Folks in Philly obviously know Ralph's, but if anyone's watching outside of Philly, what is Ralph's?
Ralph's Italian Restaurant is the oldest family-owned restaurant in the country, and I've been there since I was about 16. Learned a lot of how I cooked from there, and a lot of what I did in there I kind of took to the yard, and that's what I loved cooking. So ever since I was younger, I just said, you know what, I like doing it so much.
When did you start making cheesesteaks and pizzas?
COVID. Yeah, I feel like if you ask a ton of people when they start cooking, it's going to be COVID. But
Yep.
The pizzas and cheesesteaks, I'm very like a clean freak, so we wanted to order a pizza one night, and I was like, no, we can't take that risk. Like, this is when no one knew what it was, and I was like, let's just learn how to try and make our own pizza. And that was it. Since COVID, we just start, in the apartment, we just start baking pizzas, baking bread, trying to do everything we can, and that was it. This is ribeye, fresh ribeye. I'm not sure that is full, but I know it's the top of the line ribeye you can get.
That's beautiful.
Onions?
Yes, please. And when you're, what are you putting on there now? That's just salt?
This is salt, yep.
Beautiful. When you're really cranking these bad boys out, how many are you going through a week?
So we do about 30 on the weekends. That's really the most I can max out at right now. I would love to do more. This is black pepper.
Black pepper.
I'm just going to let it get that sear.
Love, I'm going to come in and get a close-up. It starts to, like, instantly it starts to smell amazing in this backyard. Like, very quickly you get the onions
it's
cooking.
I think it's the best smell in the world. Onions.
Yeah.
I would almost want to wear it as a cologne.
Oh yeah. I'd spray that on me.
Yeah.
So what makes the perfect cheesesteak for you?
You know, I honestly don't know. I tell people all the time when they ask me, like, how you got started with this. I honestly, sometimes I say, like, I don't know, what I'm doing. I just love doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put love into it, and that's really about it.
I love that.
Cheesesteak, I guess, I don't know. It's simple. I think you don't need to go crazy with it. It's salt, pepper, onions, or without onions. I don't do whiz. I don't do any other type of cheese. Why? I'm doing it for my house.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to have, like, a ton of things.
Yeah.
So I just do Cooper Sharp.
Cooper Sharp.
A couple people asked me if I would put like mayonnaise on it and all that stuff. I'm not doing any of that.
Not doing any of that. This is a real cheesesteak.
Yeah,
it's
salt and pepper. That's it, in my opinion. I mean, everyone's different though. I mean, you make it your own.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you on Cooper Sharp, but why Cooper Sharp?
It's creamier.
Yeah.
I think without a doubt it's creamier.
Yeah.
Like, I loved American cheese, and then I taste it. Cooper Sharp, it's just so much creamier.
Yeah, until I moved to Philly, I didn't even know Cooper Sharp was a thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it's so much better than like any other American cheese I've ever had.
It's so much better than any cheese. But I'm a cheese guy.
How are you distributing these cheesesteaks?
We make a post on Instagram. I do it about Monday. I'm selling 30 cheesesteaks for Saturday. And then I'll make a post Tuesday, first come, first serve at 6 o'clock. Whoever DMs me, first 30 spots available, DM me. They get a response back, It's instructions on how to pick up, what time. They all get time slots, whether they want onions, no onions, and that's it. And then I meet them on the corner when they get here.
What's the process of making these guys?
So the process of making them is getting up about 3:30 in the morning, and we don't get done till about, I would say, 3:30 in the morning. We probably get done about maybe like 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And we're rolling out, just me and my girlfriend are just rolling them out.
That's for baking the hoagie rolls.
That's for baking the rolls. Yup. It takes a long time to prep them. I have a small mixer, so I'm doing more than one batches at a time, and then so we're like half sleeping while we're doing it. But if we want to make the bread, we got to get up early.
Oh, that's starting to look beautiful. Oh, that's a great sizzle.
And I like to just add
some more salt and pepper.
Yeah, because I feel like you don't get it on, you just get it on the one side.
Yeah, now it's incorporated with it.
Now it's incorporated with everything.
And
I just let it cook, let it do its thing.
Yeah. For those watching at home, it smells ridiculous right now.
I think eventually I'll have to get a bigger one.
Yeah, once you're pumping out hundreds of these.
Yeah, that would be the goal.
What drives you to do this?
I think I'm sick in the head, if you want to know. I don't know. I just love food so much. And I think food is like, I don't know. I feel like, with everything, everyone can get along with food. Like, so good food is good food. So I just love cooking. I've always liked cooking.
Now we got the Cooper Sharp.
Yep. And the Cooper Sharp, I buy it in Lowe's, and I slice it myself. I feel like it's more fresh to slice it yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't have the
sometimes they get stuck.
that like chemical coating then.
Yeah, I like slicing it myself. I bought a slicer off Amazon.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
You're going legit.
Yeah, kind of went a little nuts, but it is what it is. I'd rather slice it myself.
Oh, I love it. There's there's a real dedication to the craft,
Yeah, you gotta. Your name's on it. You gotta.
You're doing it right.
Make sure you attempt to do it right.
And we're loading it up with a lot of Cooper Sharp.
Yeah, you like extra Cooper?
I'm good with that.
Never too much cheese, right?
Exactly. And now we steam, right?
Yep. You asked me how much cheese to put on it? I don't know. I just look.
The right amount. That's the answer.
And when I take this lid off and I don't think there's enough cheese,
then we throw more on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. My neighbor, who lives right here, he pops his head over right here.
Yeah.
And I'll be cooking, and I'll say, "Think there's enough cheese?" And I'll be like, "Add a little more." So I just add a little more. So it's really just winging it.
I bet you're popular among the neighbors now.
Yes, the neighbors is what really got me going, just from handing it out. I handed it out to my one neighbor.
Yeah.
She was like, "Your bread's amazing." So
yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll try and start doing something. And then he had it. He was like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I started doing it, and then just start making it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I've had it before, but I'm very excited to have it again because it was top tier, truly top tier. And you're South Philly, born and raised. How does that play into what you're doing here, if at all?
Well, the cheesesteaks, I would think, is the most thing. I don't know. I feel like South Philly. I don't know. I feel like there's no place other than South Philly. I don't know. I love the city so much. I love cooking so much. The cheesesteaks, I guess I think everyone in South Philly can cook a cheesesteak.
Yeah.
I think, and the best cheesesteaks are from your own kitchen, in my opinion. Everyone's parents make the best cheesesteaks. All right, there we go.
That looks beautiful. Let's get the close up. You get all the steam coming off that.
And what I do is I just like to incorporate it.
Chop that guy up. That looks beautiful to me. And it, you know, the smell keeps getting better as I get hungrier. All homemade. Bread is homemade.
We got everything.
Yeah, and that's just like a beautiful seeded. What type is this? Semolina?
Yes, it is.
Beautiful seeded semolina roll. Just like outrageously crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside. I mean, just like ridiculously good bread, which, in my opinion, makes a good cheesesteak. Like, that's the cornerstone right there. The bread is homemade. I'm taking a bite.
I'm gonna take one.
Let's run it.
I don't ever get to eat one.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sal, you know what the f you are doing.
Still living up to your hype?
Yes. Oh my God. Honestly, better than I remembered. And I remembered it being f***ing sick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. You know, it really is. It's like, let's show it. It's chopped well, but it's not chopped to death. The cheese is incorporated into every bite, which sometimes you don't get. Sometimes you get the cheese on top.
Right.
The cheese is everywhere in this, and that's what I want. I love a seeded roll. That's like what I have come to expect on a cheesesteak almost. And the bread. I mean, the bread is, I think, what you do best.
Yeah, the bread is a lot of mistakes making. I can tell you that. So many times I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm just going to stop doing it. But then I have that part of me that's like, I can't stop. Like, I have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I'll try and perfect it more and more and more. And I still don't think it's perfect.
Really?
Yeah. And
what do you want to improve about it? Because to me, that's perfect.
That's the thing. I don't know what I want to improve. It's like a taste thing. It's just like,
yeah.
Could it taste better? I don't know. Maybe. But for now, it's what I'm working with. But I'm always experimenting on trying to do things.
I love that you core the bread too, because it like, you really get. I'm gonna show them again. You really, and it's almost like scooped out a little bit, and you get a little bit of that fluffiness, but you get a lot of that crisp, and there's not too much bread, you know.
Yeah, I like to gut it. I love gutting the rolls. I think you have to gut the rolls, in my opinion. But because you want the cheese, you want the steak, you want the bread. You don't want to be too much bread.
Yeah, and you know what? It's also, some spots don't season their meat enough. This is well salted, well peppered. You get that bite of pepper, which I want. Like, right. I want to taste the meat, and the seasoning makes you taste the meat. Like this, outrageous, Sal.
It's funny, when I first started making them, I was doing salt, pepper, garlic.
Okay.
And then I was like, I don't know if I go to any cheesesteak places that have garlic on their cheesesteak.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
But then I was like, it's my cheesesteak, so I can do what I want with it.
Whatever you want.
Then I stopped doing the garlic. I think one day I forgot to do the garlic.
Yeah.
And then I got good feedback, and I was like, well,
I guess I don't need
I'm not going back now. So I stopped doing the garlic, so it's just salt, pepper. So that's why I do salt and pepper.
Sick. And you said you never get to eat these. You sling a lot of them, but you don't eat them.
So my brother who comes here, he helps me. A couple of my brothers come here and help, and my neighbor comes here and helps. My girlfriend helps. And they always joke around saying, like, is there going to be a staff meal today? Is there going to be a staff meal today? And I'm like, no, it's just enough for people.
Just for the customers.
So when I cut the ends off, they get the little bit of the ends. And if there's any meat left over, they'll get it like a little appetizer.
Yeah, like a bite-sized mini cheesesteak. That's funny as hell.
Yep. As she's eating the ends of the bread and doing it right now.
I mean, this is like... I've had a lot of cheesesteaks in my day. I'm new here, but I've explored the cheesesteak scene a good deal. This is top tier. Like, truly top tier.
Thank you. I think with the meat's the meat, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you can buy meat. If you're skimping on the meat, you're cheating yourself. Because you could buy the best quality meat.
Yeah.
But the bread, I think, is what makes a sandwich.
I totally
and
agree.
People that are making their own bread, I think they're always going to have the best sandwiches.
Yeah.
In anything they do. So I think that's why everyone likes it, is because of the bread. But you can go buy the meat tomorrow. You can go buy and season it yourself. You know what I mean? So it's just meat. But I think what everyone likes is the bread, which I like is the bread too.
Sick. Yeah.
So
and tell the folks watching, like, where do they find you, and how do they get their hands on this? How do they get their hands on this beautiful, beautiful sandwich?
I just on Instagram, social media. I have TikTok and all, but really just on Instagram.
Link will be in the description. That cheesesteak is wild. It's so good that it is worth eating a 10 a.m. cheesesteak. Mwah, chef's kiss. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means more than you could possibly ever know. Shout out to Sal. Shout out to the whole crew. Thank you for watching. Follow for more. Philadelphia lore, as if you're here, if you live in Philly, you know the Phillies had Dollar Dog Night, and that got canceled because allegedly fans were throwing hot dogs onto the field and into the stands. Sal was there that day. He's got the real scoop.
So the real scoop is that everyone's saying that Philly fans were acting he gets up and he screams, "Hey everybody, give it up for my friend. He just ate 15 hot dogs or whatever." So my brother gets up with his hot dog and he's like, "My man, why don't you make it 16?" And he tosses him a hot dog. He eats the hot dog. Then the other guy says, "Why don't you make it 17? Why don't you make it 18? And then everyone, this whole stadium just start chucking hot dogs at this guy. And that's really what it was. There was hot dogs flying everywhere. So that is the reason why Dollar Dog Night is not here. Unfortunately, I think that's the reason. But it wasn't because of anything malicious at all.
That guy who ate 17 dogs is a Philadelphia hero.